let's go and talk to the CSCS part. So simple system, guys, simple story again. We'll go back to the very beginning line of our training, of our whole training on the very first day. We told in a simple way that mainframe is used to store and process the data. This is the very first line that we told ourselves. Then we told that it is to store, and it will be either in the file systems or in your database. And if it is for processing method, then would be either a batch system or an online system. Till today, we were on the batch system where we told that we will be doing a bulk data updates to a scheduler process without user interactions, and that is done through JCL. So till today, we've been talking to bulk systems, we've been talking to the JCL systems, we've been processing them. So far, so good. Now there comes the online system into the place. Now, first question, why do we need an online system? Why do we need an online system when we can process the data through batch? That's the first question to ourselves, guys. What is the prime reason that you need an online system when your programs are running backend to process the data, which you can do through a scheduled process of batch? Why do you need an online system on the case to do the same? Answers, please. Why do we need an online system?
Sometimes we need to do individual transactions interactively.
Yes, we can do individual transactions, join all them and do a bulk update at once.
So we need a live input from the user, right? Sometimes.
From the user.
Yeah.
Very fair. Any other point, guys? Any other good point? Think about the mainframe from the beginning world, not the current world. Think about the mainframe from the beginning of its career, not from the world what we are seeing as of now with advance, because online system did not create it today. Okay, online systems are not coming to the process today. What you are doing is you are using the system which was built long back. So the question comes to you on the old age that why do we need an online system in the first place?
To do inquiry.
To do
Inquiry.
Okay, that is very good start with the point. So
maybe we want result as soon as possible. So
soon access, something like that. Second question here, guys. Who needs to do an inquiry or access? Who is that one who is want to inquire? You need to catch the main point of online system, guys. CICS is easy when you know what is the purpose of it. If you are not knowing the purpose of that particular module, then learning the module will be always a question mark, blindfolded, walking through on a rope. Open your eyes, see the complete path, what is the purpose of that particular existence, and then walk around or swim around anywhere. So here, guys, always remember the 4 pillars of our knowledge. Any project, any kind, any technology, there will be always a 4-pillar concept. First pillar will be always the client. Then there is a second pillar who always starts with the customer. Third pillar would be on the right side to the wing. Is the business team. And the one which is on the left side of the game is the IT team. So what is common between all of them, guys? What is the one which is tying up all these four fellows?
Software.
Data processing.
Data is the one. Software is what we are using. Business team don't need, client don't need any software. Data is the one, guys, which is holding all these fellows. Okay, all these fellows. Now, you are the people who are processing the data, but who is the person who needs it? Who is the person who needs the data? Who is the person who needs the data, guys? Come on.
Business team.
This one, customer needs the data?
Yes.
Yes.
Client needs the data?
Client.
Business team needs the data. Who will make your business better, guys? Who can understand the data of the business? Who can see the numbers and tell that your business is going up and down?
Business team.
Business team.
These are the fellows who needs the data. These are the people who will make your business up and down. These are the people who needs data more fast. Here is what, who needs the data to inquire? Customer, remove them. Do you have net banking from the beginning of the project started? From the beginning of the banking?
No.
Do you have any ATM machines, ATM cards from the beginning of the project? Are you doing any kind of card swiping, everything from the beginning of the bank project? Or they came up in between later? The net banking came somewhere around 2010, I guess. 2010 or 2012, something like that. What about the projects that were there before? An ATM card came around in 2006 or 7. What about that in previously? How were we doing? Java system came in 95, guys. Java, a language, came in 95 in existence. What was there before? Point is very simple, guys. Everything was on the data. And this data was so important that these people need them to be seen immediately. So we came into the picture. We installed mainframe. We set up the programs. We made them to process the whole data. We made it to process very fast and make the user can understand those numbers. Not a graphical, the reports, old days reports. But if user want any kind of information on that one, he used to create a ticket for the IT team. Every user in that project, they used to create information tickets to the IT team. So long it happened such a way that these people are working only on the request of information only. These people were working only on the information what they are asking by the business team. Even though they provided the data processed one, these people come back and ask that I need this data, I need that data for the day. Now there are two options, guys. This team has two options. Even though everything is going on the right side, guys, these are the people who give the solution on data. Very important role, but hidden role. Now IT team, guys, have two options, guys. Two options. Ask the business team to know how to use mainframe. Ask the business team to know how to use as ISPF panel, a 3.4, a spoofy tool, and a SQL query so that they can inquire the data whatever they want immediately. That is one option that can be done by IT team. Or else give a screen to the user and ask the user just input whatever you want and you will be getting the data onto the screen directly. Which one is better? Asking them to go and learn 3.4 or asking them to put an input value and enter? One or two? Which option, guys?
2.
That's the reason why your online system came. The answer is very simple, guys. Online system has only one point of reason: quick access to the data. It could be an inquiry, it could be an update. Like you do a net banking transaction, it will be updating. Now, if you remember IMPS, was it there from the beginning of the project of banking? Or it came like around 2 years back, somewhere like that, 2 to 3 years back? Right? You remember that? UPI, was it there from the beginning or it came recently? Guys, come on, your business is getting new and there needs some quick access. Earlier, if I want to have my bank statement, if I would like to have a bank statement, what I used to do? Go to the bank, raise a request, pay 100 rupees, and the clerk of the bank will be connecting to the mainframe on my account and then generate a statement for me, give a stamp on it. That this is an authorized bank statement. Today, if I need the statement, what I need to do? Should I need to go to the bank? Should I need to pay 100? Should I need to get that stamp? Do I need anything like that, guys, now?
No.
No. Now I can access the data too, because earlier I was able to access the data, but it was late. Now I can access it fast. So guys, remember the point. You need to know why you have created an online system. Why you created an online system. The online system is created for the end users or customers to interact with the mainframe data as fast as they want. Quick access to the data. My point is very simple. When you are trying to deal with online, guys, when we are trying to deal with online, either it will be a user-friend system or the customer-friend system. What is a user-friend system? This one. This is a user-friend. User in the sense he is a part of your project. He is an employee of your client. Just like you are part of that project and employee of that client, this business team is also part of the project and employee also. Customer friend is these fellows who are actually having business going on, doing the business with the money part. Now my question here is, if I have 100 applications of front-end systems, which one will be more, which one will be less? I would give number, guys. It is 80:20 scenario. 80:20 ratio, guys. So which one is 80, which one is 20? Come on, guys. I don't want your silent answer. I know you're intelligent.
80 is for second and 20 is for first.
2080, that's what you say?
Yes.
So everybody agrees with him?
No, user front will be 80 and customer will be 20.
Obviously, there is only second option. First option is 2080 or 8020. That is the only option it is possible now, given the question. So I'm going to ask you a simple question, guys. Would you like to give more data access to the customers or more data access to the business users?
Business user.
That's the right question, guys. Would you like to give more access to the customers or would you like to give more access to the users, business users? Based on that, your answer will change. Why? Because user applications came very late, guys. From 90s, 95 or somewhere around, the graphical user came into place and users were able to do a button click. They know how to use a computer. They know there are people so long now, they don't know how to use ATM machine also, guys. You will agree with me. Okay, there are people who doesn't know how to on a computer also. So those people will not gonna use anywhere. So the customer systems came very late into the market and it is still upgrading, like adding new net banking feature, IMPS feature, UPI feature, credit card feature. These are still updating, guys. But even today, I can go to the bank. I can get my bank statement also, guys. If the bank were say that you can download from your account, I would say I'm not having any customer ID. I'm not using net banking. So you still have all these systems intact. New systems will come. So here is the place what we are going to understand. Okay, this is the point which we start understanding from the trading part. Come down. If it is a customer friend system, on the front you will be having a web page or rich portal or any site or such thing, or an app such thing, which will be on the map of Java or .NET framework. Okay, it could be any web page or portal or site or app, anything on the graphical side will be there on a web page of Java or .NET based platform. There, the information will be coming to us through a web services. Okay, this is a middleware system. Java doesn't know mainframe. Mainframe doesn't speak to Java team at all. They don't like each other or they are not connected as such now. So this process will try to come from web services, which will trigger your program, which will trigger your COBOL CICS program, which in turn will go and talk to the table of data, which in turn will talk to the file of data or any other data source. Okay. Now, in here from the Java, there will be another line of flow. There is a second line of flow will be flowing from here. Second line of flow will be flowing from here to your program over the top. Here, this is your messages, message queues, what we call it as MQs. Again, there will be a separate team for web services. There will be a separate team for your message queues as well, because a lot of people will be interacting. The Java system keep on piling up the queue over here. Your program, once it is triggered, okay, once it is triggers your program started reading from the queue. All the queue records will be processed and replied back. The information will be true and false. One will be in, one will be out. The system that is waiting for the out will be communicating back. This is your customer friend system flow. But that's a 20% case. What we have is the user friend system. Now user friend system will be very straightforward. In this case, having a CICS screen directly, a mainframe BMS map will be there, which in turn directly the input will trigger your program, and also the data will be flown to your program directly. Trigger plus data will be coming to your COBOL CICS program. Once your control is in your CICS program, then you will be talking to the tables, files or any data source from here. The communication will be to and fro on the single line of approach. In here, in the above you will be having your Java front-end team, front-end support team will be there. Web services will be there, a team will be there. Then there is a MQ team will be there. Then comes the mainframe team as well. But if in this case, user case, there is only one mainframe team alone. No other team will be there here. Now our training will be on the user friend system, guys, completely on the user friend system. We will be capturing the 80% of work. Even if you learn this and you go to any system, you don't need to worry because none of this will be anywhere related to you. You just need to add a subprogram calls to get the data from the queues. Apart from that, the backend part is completely same for both. You get the data from a table through a COBOL CSS program or from a file will be same as it is. Okay. Data source, I would say queue is also there. That also you can add it here. So any data processing, because your program is just a mediator, guys. The users on the front end customers, they need the data. Okay, they need the data. You are not writing any logics here as such now. Your main agenda is to give this data, whichever is stored in these places, to be viewed by the front end system users. Either it could be a customer or it could be a user. Backend part is same, guys, from the COBOL point of view. Okay, from the COBOL program point of view and the data point of view on the backend system is same. But the front end system has a different approach from the customer point of view, from a user point of view. This one is an external person. So you will be having some security protocols and everything to breach till here. But if it is a user friend system, he's already into the mainframe with his lack of ID. He have logged in just as you logged in. Since he is not technically aware of using 3.4 ISPF panel, Spoofy tool, query, he is not having such technical skill. He been given with a screen on the front end and asking him to use that screen data. Back end, you will be writing your program. The person who is accessing the data from here, the person who is accessing the data from here is from the same end. It's from the same backend. Only change is how it is been moved between these two fellows. If it is a customer friend system, you need to remember this context. If it is a user friend system, you can say this context. Any application, any project you will join, 90% you will be falling into a user friend system where there will be a user who will be facing an issue. In here, guys, the point of difference, the main point of difference is in here, if the customer face any issue on the screen, on the page, actually, that's the word. In here, okay, in here, if the user face any issue on the screen, people tell me who is the first responder? And who is the first responder here?
Java mainframe.
In the first case, customer case?
Java front.
Java front will be the first people to contacted. If there is a problem with the data, if the problem with the system page also, Java people will be contacted first. They will check whether their system button clicks are working or not, their logics behind the code, what they have written is working or not, the connection to the system trigger is working or not. If all are working, if the data is incorrect, then the second responder will come to the mainframe saying that we are not getting the data properly for this particular customer input. Then we will check back end what is the data problem, what is the input they give, and we'll tell this is the reason. But in here, who is the first responder, guys? Who is the first responder here? Mainframe, guys. Who is the second responder? Mainframe only. There is no second responder, guys. You are the person who has to deal everything. If the screen is not coming up, if there is an error on the screen, if the data is not correct, anything, you will be the first responder to interact. So remember, guys, customer friend systems are very less because we don't want to disclose much of the data to customer. Okay. What data I'll be seeing on my screen, guys? If I open my bank account, what data I'm seeing? My own data, right? Am I seeing your data? Am I seeing every account data? No, I'm seeing only my data, guys, which is known to me. What is the secrecy in that? What is the secrecy of knowing my own data? My customer name I know, my address I know, my mail ID I know, my phone number I know, what is my account balance I know already from my mobile. What is there in the customer friend application? Nothing except what you already know. What is not there is what much accounts I have, how many are having problems, how many a balance has been mismatched, how many other customers are doing transactions. All those details will not be there in my system as a front-end customer. But a user need everything, right? Does the user need only Anil's account details or all the account details which he has to monitor or he has to verify?
All the accounts.
All right. So his screen's visibility of data, my screen visibility of data is far away, guys. Very far away. That's the nature what you need to capture first, where you are working. Where you are working. If you are on the front end systems of this customer side, Java people will do all the audits and everything. Okay, they'll be having a field box. We'll check whether it is required field or not. Then they'll be having options to run a query directly on the table also. For inquiry, guys, okay, most of the inquiry process, this is generally data processing will be doing this way. But if it is only for inquiry from a table, you can take another line on the top side. On the top side, you take another line and directly go and talk to the table. Directly put on the table. They can run the queries directly, guys. We know this. We already discussed this in our understanding of plan. So these people, they can run an inquiry over here. They'll connect to the DB2 subsystem. DB2 subsystem they can connect. And then they can access the query. That's it. You're getting the diagram here. Come on, guys. Don't be so silent today. This is the first class. You can be silent tomorrow.
Yes.
Madhu, you are capturing right what you are saying actually?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So in our case, it's a single line, guys. Okay. In the people of Java team, they'll be having 2-line different cases. One, they can connect directly to the DB table and go for an inquiry. But if that is a data process, if these tables are maintained by your mainframe team and it is also used by some front-end system, the logics will come through our program only, because these are the rule makers. These are the place where the rules has been coded everything from the beginning of the project life. From the beginning of the project life, these are the solo people. So what we do, we use the solo people from here, and instead of doing through online directly like this, we'll be getting the data from an MQ systems like this. Message queues, this is way. Again, to the people who want to jump to the last point, MQs are different, queues are different. Okay, MQs are different, queues are different. Don't keep both are same. Don't assume both are same. We are trying to talk about queues, that is different. We don't talk on queues of MQs because there is a separate team who will maintain. I'll tell you how to use in your subprogram, in your programs, that is different case. But reference to the diagram, okay, always refer to this diagram and this simple line diagram. Now on the whole case, okay, on the whole environment, this CICS, what is the role of this fellow? What is the role of this fellow, guys? So in here, CICS, which is the customer information control system as the name, is as an interface between the application and your data source or target. Source or target. What does that mean? In here, your program is there. Okay, let me show you one diagram that will help you to understand where this CICS is playing the game. Ding, 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 ding. It is easy. CICS is easy, guys. Okay, but the concepts are very much opposite to the batch understanding. So first you need to get your head into online methodology, online purpose. Then you'll understand, okay, how the systems are running without JCLs. So I have a very good diagram here, guys, which I made very long back. Not so colorful, but still, okay, not so colorful, but still it's good enough. Earlier, your programs were executed by operating system. Okay, earlier your programs were executed by operating systems. So that system is already connected to data sets and DB2 system directly it was running. But now my application program is running on CICS environment. So to get a picture, okay, to get a picture of CICS environment, guys, I'll ask a question that in my laptop, okay, in my laptop, can I have two operating systems, Linux and Windows, something like that?
Yes.
Yes, it's a very true, guys. We can have two different operating systems in a single laptop. Fine, very good. My second question is what our interest is. Can I have one operating system within another operating system? Can I have one operating system within another operating system? That's a tricky question, right? There are answers yes and no. There are answers yes and no. But I'll give an example and ask you yes or no that way. Windows is my operating system, which I know. Okay, Windows is my operating system, which I know. Is MS-DOS also an operating system? Is MS-DOS an operating system, guys? Come on, guys. You can say no if you want.
Yes.
No. Yes.
What is the full form of MS-DOS? Microsoft Disk Operating System. If you say no, guys, the word itself will cry. Like a cartoon, the word MS-DOS will be crying that you are saying I'm not an operating system. Come on, guys. The whole Windows is built by this operating system only. What we are using Windows is a graphical user interface, but backend everything is running under this MS-DOS disk operating system. I can access the files from here. I can access the files from GUI also. Same architect, guys. Similar architect, I would say. You have a CICS which is acting as MS-DOS now. An internal secondary operating system. Now your program is running under this CICS environment, guys. Like I said, your CICS is acting as an interface, the blue color box, as an interface to communicate with the data source and targets. That means if your program want to talk to the terminal, it has to tell to CICS. If the program want to get some information from the terminal, it should go and tell CICS, please get me some data, please send this data, get me data from a file, get me data through this data set. So any source of data communication, guys, it has to go through CICS. That's the word I would write it over here. That's the word I'll be writing over here. CICS is used as to communicate the data between the program and the data sources. More point of knowledge, guys. Using CICS, you will not write logics. Okay, CICS is a DB-DC system by itself. Wherein CICS DB means data base to store. DC is for data communication. You might hear many times, guys. You might hear many times IMS-DB, IMS-DC. Nothing but the same thing, guys. DB is for storing the data, DC is for online screen, data communication. So you will be here, okay? In here, we only use CICS as DC purpose, which is data communication. This is what we'll be doing. All CICS training, guys, is only for single purpose, is to communicate with the data sources, guys. We are not using CICS to do any kind of other the magic. We have users, we have customers who want to interact with the data, who want to communicate on the screen to interact with the data. So CICS is doing only communication part, guys. Did everybody got this point? The second part, what is the CICS purpose is?
Yes.
What is online system, we get to know. But now what we are trying to go is what CICS playing the role in this game. So our training, guys, okay, our training which is on the CICS part will be like this. We haven't started anything here. We just gave introduction to online system like that. So introduction to CICS, what it contains, what are the points that you need to capture, and the communication part, what it is communicating with. A screen communication is required. To learn a screen communication, guys, this is only the new one. Okay, this is the new part of our training. Apart from this, everything is easy. To learn only this screen communication, we need to know how to design a screen. We need to know how to design a screen. Then you need to know how to code a COBOL CICS programs. You need to know how to set up the environment. We don't have JSL, guys. This is like coding a JSL. You assume here, or else I can write another point over here. Compile. As you know, COBOL code, COBOL DB2, different compilation. Similarly, COBOL CICS also will have different compilation, but it's easy, guys. It's not like complex of DB2. So how to set up the environments, just like coding a JSL only, and then how do you execute? This, the whole class will need around 3 or 4 to 5 sessions, guys, of which 90% will be theory only. Only 10% practical understanding. What is the practical understanding? These fellows, the 3 and 4. But to learn 1 and 2 only, we need a good amount of theory knowledge to understand how to write an interactive program, not a COBOL program. We're not writing a simple COBOL program. We need to write a COBOL interactive program. So how we are doing that part will take time to understand with the design environment. Maybe you will not be doing any new design today, but without learning a design screen, you go for a COBOL CICS program, you are like playing again a blind game. Without a table knowledge, can I understand the COBOL DB2 program fully? Without a table structure knowledge, guys, without having the knowledge of which table column have which kind of constraint, can I work on the COBOL program very highly, which I need? We've seen this. We have seen this, guys, at the beginning of our DB2 training only, we know creating a table structure also very important. Same way, guys, designing a screen is important. Whether you will be not having a chance or not in the project, but definitely you will come to this place always for your understanding of the program. Once you know how to get to the first communication channel, this part, you're done with this one, okay? Then come to the next channel for the screen navigation. The screen navigation, more like what I say, subprogram concept. As you know, you can navigate between the screens from one to another. You need to know how to do that. Everything is easy, guys. One session, like 50%. Practical like that. So it is a regular classes from your regular knowledge. Then we'll come back to the data part. Okay, we'll come back to the data communication, wherein we need to know how to get the data from a table. So this is DB2 involvement here. There comes the actual program of COBOL, CICS and DB2 part. One session, you don't need much sessions here, guys. Okay. From here you don't need much sessions because you know how to write a query, you know how to write a command over here. So all you need to know is how to set up and use it properly with a good examples there. But data won't be always in a table. It might be a VSAM KSDS cluster as well. So you'll be writing a COBOL CICS a file program. In this, there might be 2 sessions required, guys. There is a subtopic involved. There is a topic will be involved called error handling in this place only. So you need to know how to handle errors in CICS. That will be covered in this fellow. Then comes the other part for your interview part, queues. This is temporary memory, guys. Okay, temporary memory of the CICS you say. So you will be learning a particular program here with queues. Combination program here. This will be need another 1 session here. And some small topics. Okay, there will be some other intro point, I would say, or some very small fry topics, guys. Okay, those will be covered along the topics between. Okay, in between when the topic comes, we'll add that point. Okay, how you deal with this kind of situations like that. So this would be your content, guys. Okay.